Today is September 1st, 2023. 84 years ago, the peace of the world was shattered on this day when Nazi Germany invaded Poland. The Nazi Empire had menaced for 6 years, and then the war came. The war that was always inevitable when looking at Hitler's character, his intentions. He did what he said he was going to do. We have a problem in this country listening, hearing, understanding. What is it that people say they will do? Because sometimes they do it. And more than that, sometimes they intend to do it. Donald Trump made that clear this week. He said he would have to do something when he became president again. He said he would have to lock up his political opponents.
You said in 2016, lock her up. And then when you became president, you said, we don't do that in America. That's just not the right thing to do. That's what they're doing. Do you regret not locking her up? And if you're president again, will you lock people up?
Well, I'll give you an example. The answer is you have no choice because they're doing it to us.
He said he would have to do it because they, always the ubiquitous they, were doing it to them. The former president faces 92 felony counts. His trial in Georgia will be televised. The American people will have an opportunity to see the American justice system at work. But the fundamental principle of the United States is very simple. No person is above the law, and that includes former presidents of the United States. 11 days from now, America will honor the September 11th dead. From the terror attacks launched against the United States of America by Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda and carried out by 19 hijackers. We know the names of every person who died on September 11th. We know the names of the dead from the towers. We know the names of the dead from the firemen and the police officers who ran into the towers. We know the names of the dead passengers and the dead flight crews. Those names, all of them, are read out every year in a ceremony that lasts for hours. And each name is carved on the wall of the reflecting pools that mark the spots, the footprints of the fallen Twin Towers. Vivek Ramaswamy is a 38-year-old biotech centimillionaire. He wants to be president of the United States. What he is a rich, spoiled, entitled, and incandescently dishonest demagogue. Vivek Ramaswamy intimated that the attacks of September 11th were carried out by the American government.
What is the truth about January 6th?
I don't know, but we can handle it. Whatever it is, we can handle it.
But what
government agents, how many government agents were in the field? Right?
You mean like entrapment?
Yeah. Absolutely. Why can the government not be transparent about something that we're using terrorists, or the kind of tactics used by terrorists, if we find that there are hundreds of our own in the ranks of the day that they were, I mean, look.
Well, there's a difference between entrapment and a difference between a law enforcement agent identifying it.
I think it is legitimate to say how many federal agents were on the planes that hit the Twin Towers. Like, I think we want it. Maybe the answer is zero. Probably is zero, for all I know, right? I have no reason to think it was anything other than zero. But if we're doing a comprehensive assessment of what happened on 9/11, we have a 9/11 commission. Absolutely, that should be an answer the public knows the answer to.
What he said is wrong. It is dishonest, and it is immoral. Thank you for listening to my political commentary. If you like what you heard today, please also consider subscribing to The Warning, daily newsletter on Substack. Our democracy hangs in the balance. The 2024 presidential election is the most consequential in America's history. It's not hyperbole, it's a fact. That is why the mission of The Warning with Steve Schmidt is to help readers orient to the currents that are shaping our times and the unseen forces driving politics that are very rarely discussed on cable news. Please sign up at Steve Schmidt, Schmidt.substack.com. Again, steveschmidt.substack.com, or at the link in the show notes section below. Thank you to each and every one of you for listening and watching. We must also talk about a different type of immorality, one that flies in the face of the lesson that George Washington imparted to the nation with his humility when over and over again he walked away from power. Mitch McConnell is unfit to be the Senate Majority Leader. That is perfectly clear. He is falling apart. He is feeble, he is frail, and he is old. And the fact that President Biden went out yesterday and endorsed him and said he was fine hurts Mitch McConnell, it helps Donald Trump, and it hurts Joe Biden because it's dishonest and it's not true. Mitch McConnell, like Dianne Feinstein, has served their time. And the scandal is their refusal to hang it up, to walk away from power. Instead, they will hold on to it, clench at it, like a crypt keeper. It is unseemly, and it is a significant part of the erosion and the decay of America's democracy. It is part of the reason there is a collapse of trust in the most important institutions in the country, and a general feeling by the American people that the system is rigged against them, unresponsive, unfair, and corrupted. The images of Mitch McConnell are disgraceful.
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026? All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute. Senator. Benny.
What is his legacy? He is the man who broke the United States Senate. He was in a position to stand up to Donald Trump publicly, forcefully. He could have rallied his caucus, his senators. It's what a leader would have done. More than anything else, what Mitch McConnell will be remembered for is being one of the key architects of this era where trust was incinerated between the American people and the government, between the most important institutions that preserve and protect American democracy. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you never miss a video. Also, for more content just like this, please consider joining our Warning Premium community. You can find out more in the description below.